Hello everybody, Hansby here. Grab your ski gear, grab your snowboard. We're hitting the slopes. Today we're watching a movie that is so bad. It's not good, it's just bad. And it was suggested to me by my mother, which is interesting because I like to think that my mum is the sole reason for my absolute fear of what creature our characters have to defeat in the movie that we're watching today. Yes, I am talking about the spider. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like them. I can deal with little ones. I find them fascinating, but I also find them terrifying. The reason I don't like spiders, I think, because of my mum, is because when she sees one, she freaks out like a meteorite is coming or something. She's like, "Ah!" It's like that level of insanity. So I think as a kid, me and my brother, we learnt that spider equals. So, for the remainder of my current life, I really want to try and get stronger, combat my fear, and really be able to just deal with them. So, costume today, we're hitting the slopes, but also I fashioned a headband.
Good job, Kylie. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
So I might just wear this for the movie and just try and deal with the fact that this is going to freak me the hell out when I catch it in the viewfinder. Also, it's October here in Australia, which means it's getting into summer, which means I'm boiling hot. I'm wearing a puffer vest and a beanie. So if I start to sweat or get faint, just oh, ooh,
Oh no!
It's Melanie. Oh, okay, these are very old, these goggles. We went to the snow in 2014. This is how old they are. Alrighty then. These gogs back on. Is this all too much? Whatever. Too much is my middle name. Today's movie, we're watching the 2007 hit Ice Spiders. Ice Spiders is a 2007 science fiction horror film which premiered on the Syfy Channel, so it never went to the cinema. Anyway, it follows a team of young Winter Olympic hopefuls who must slalom. Slalom. Okay, get it together. Get it together. You have a spider on your head. Get it together. A team of young Winter Olympic hopefuls must slalom to safety when a horde of giant mutated spiders spin their way out of a top secret laboratory. And I'm just going to let you know, I might get a bit of the heebie-jeebs, which means that I might start to feel things crawling around on me. I might get sweaty because I've got about 3 different things on my head. I might just start to feel a little bit spooked. So stay with me. Our opening scene, we have Bob and Rocky, and they are hunters out in the snow, and they are searching for some elk, moose, deer. They spot one and they go, hell yeah, we got one. So he gets the crossbow ready to shoot, and yet in the binoculars we see a massive spider. Huge, humongo. And so the boys are like, what the heck is that? So he aims for the spider instead and misses. We do constantly get these close-ups of the spider's eyes and how we see. I'm already getting the jeebs. I'm already feeling like there's heebie-jeebies on me, and I'm scared, and I don't like it, and I'm hot, and I'm freaking out. Ow. Okay, they run, and he keeps trying to shoot it with an arrow, and it keeps missing. Like, it's a pretty big frickin' target. Epic, epic, epic. Stunts. Rocky with the stunts. He's killing it. Bob ditches his crossbow for why, and he backs into a lair with all these webs and dead animal parts and sacks from the silk, and it's all very spooky dooky in there. He's in the hub, he's in the spider's web, as they call it. More stunts from Rocky. He's killing it. These actors are killing it. But the spider gets Rocky, bites him to death, and Bob's very upset. And from the top of the trees comes the Black Widow. Then we cut to the bus, and on the bus is all the Olympic hopeful team members of the team. And we've got Chad, and one of them's called Steven, and that's the only names we learn because the girls have no names. Chad's a real piece of work, you know. He's got a real attitude problem. He thinks he's the best. All right, we get to the snow place and we meet Frank. He's like the owner of the guy who runs the place. And this guy and the coach, besties for life.
Coach, you made it!
Then we meet Dashiell. That's his name, right? Dashiell? I'm saying that right? And he is an ex-Olympian. Dash is a real wicked madman, if you'd say. So, then we meet Doc. Dash always calls her Doc, but that's not her name. She has to have a name. April Summers, yes. So, Doc and Dash, they have a cutesy little, flirtatious something or other going on.
You want to go out to dinner sometime? I could show you my scars.
Oh, thank you.
April heads back to the lab to see what's on the slab. And we've got a bunch of these army guys in the parking lot playing basketball. Army guys at a lab means bad juju afoot, don't you think?
That's suspicious.
Then the ranger comes up. His name is Rick. Remember that. So the ranger tells Frank and Dash that 2 hunters have gone missing and that all the rangers are out with the flu, so Dash has to help him out. She goes into the lab and she notices that something hanky's been going on. She walks around the corner and she sees her colleagues covered in blood and their bodies lifeless on the floor. And she sees legs everywhere, human legs. She walks over to her colleague Joseph, who is in a big silky sack. And this is, look, I'm always about the good acting in these movies, but this one so far takes the cake.
Gerald! She's coming back. She's hungry. Broke loose and went crazy. She took my legs.
Oh, Joseph.
This guy's acting is insane. And it makes me think that he maybe only had like 2 lines in the script, but they had to fill in time. So the director was just like, just keep repeating the lines that you have, which are my legs and she took my legs.
So...
Oh my god. Okay, my turn. I have to have a go. You know I do. This is what we do on this channel. Okay, ready? Okay. Legs! She took my legs! Oh. Oh. Anyway, April hears a noise. And she looks over, and it's a big spider. And April knocks something off the counter, which alerts the spider to her presence. So the spider jumps and tries to find April because it wants to kill her and eat her. She runs, shuts the door on it. And what we get in this movie is some puppets.
Sock puppets!
Where? Ah!
You don't see the full puppet. Like, I think they've only made the tiniest little puppet part. But I tell ya, they use it. They freaking use it when they want to. Which is upsetting to me because I quite like, you know, stick to one. Stick to the bad CGI or stick to puppets. I don't know if you can have both. Especially because the puppets are hairy, but then the CGI, they're not hairy. Like makeup, do you know what I mean? Ranger Rick and Dash go for a drive to try and find these hunters.
So is your name really Rick?
That's right.
And you are a forest ranger?
Yes.
So wouldn't that make you Ranger Rick?
No notes. No notes at all. Back at the lab, the army guys arrive because April... Did you see that? I got scared. I think it's also because I've had a bit too much sugar today and there's a ring light right in my eyes. So I'm a bit... How's this? Are these snowy? Is that snow? It's kind of snow. Wish my goggles weren't broken. They were really giving me the edge. Okay, the army guys arrive at the lab and they find this puddle of blood that has no trail around it, nothing dripping from the roof. It just has nothing. So, well done, art department there. You guys really nailed it. You guys killed it. We're back in action, guys. I got my goggles. I fixed my goggles. Okay, what am I looking at? Enter the scientist. The evil scientist. And you know he's evil because he's wearing a black turtleneck and really, 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 really thin glasses. So Dr. Marks is just not having it with April. So, we thought the Black Widow had escaped because that's what Professor Marks said, but he was wrong. And what falls from the roof? The Black Widow spider. The big dog. They go to shoot the spider. They miss 1,000 times, even though they are trained army professionals who have been probably using guns for years. We cut back to Ranger Rick and Dash, and they have found Rocky, remember, our hunter guy. He is ripped in twain. Juicy, juicy, muscly, muscly, butts. As Ranger Rick and Dash are walking further into the forest, they enter a lair. Now, as Rick is walking away, something grabs onto his leg and starts pulling him deeper into the lair, and it's reeling him in. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a bug scientist, whatever they're called, etymologist or whatever. So I don't know for sure. But if you are one, or if you know one, can you please confirm this? Do spiders make little noises? Like little noises? Because any time there is a spider in media, it is always like makes little screechy noises. Do they make that noise? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Hello, I'm an entomologist. And yes, they make little squeaks. Or no, they don't. So Dash runs away. He dashes away, you could say. But behind him, another spider. A different one. Not the green one, a different one. A red one. A reddy brown one. So he jumps on the snowmobile thing, on the snow jet ski, and he drives away. Epic snowmobile stunts here. But heading him off is another spider. Is it the green one? Is it a different one? Yes, yellow and black. Oh, and he gets that one. Zing! Bing bong, sucked in. Okay, so the yellow and black one, gone. He runs over to Ranger Rick's truck. Locked. Oh dear. He runs over to this other truck and he gets in. And this bit genuinely scared me. I genuinely jumped. So here, he pulls down the sun visor and keys fall out. But because in my life and in my, I've heard stories of people pulling down the sun visors and spiders, because I'm in Australia, they're freaking everywhere, fall down. And so I thought that's what was happening. And I went, but no, they were the keys to the truck. And the spider is on the top of the ute. So he brakes and the spider falls off. And then he backs up the car. He drives past the spider.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot.
Ooh, dum 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 dum. We cut back to the army guys and Professor Dr. Evil Marks and Captain Baker, the army guy, the army captain. He's like, hey, I thought that spiders didn't like the cold. And Dr. Marks is like, yeah. He says that they must have a higher resistance to the cold than he thought. Okay, we cut to Chad and Stephen hitting the powder. And they look up at the ski lift and they see Coach. And they're like, hey, Coach, what's up? And Coach is like, hey, boys, what's going on? Keep it classy. Remember, the civilians at the ski lodge, they don't have a clue what's going on. So Coach is chilling on the ski lift and he looks up ahead of him. And what's that? What's that on top of the little T-bar thing? Coach is like, I'm getting the hell off here. Falls, cracks his legs on some freaking rocks, and he breaks his leg and he can see the bone.
It's in the bone. It's in the bone. It's in the bone.
And there's another skier coming down the mountain, just, having a great time, shredding up some slope. But the green spider has already started to advance on Coach, and it gets him, splattering blood. And then we get this awesome flip from the skier that was just minding his own biz. And as he comes down, he bloody runs into the crime scene, and the green spider gets him too. In the arms of the angel. April here is saying we need to evacuate the ski lodge, okay? It's over. And Frank is like, what are you talking about? Everything's fine. And Johnny gives her that look that I think he's quite cute. Frank and Johnny are like, whatever, Dr. April, we don't believe you. And then another man comes in and says, there's danger. And then they're like, oh. So everybody runs outside to see what is going on. And we see the spiders start just like picking them off one by one. Bus, club.
Another club, plane, next place.
Through the air, goom, got him in the air. So the woman comes down and April decides to grab a ski pole and start hitting it. Ding, 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 ding. I think I'd pass out. I think I would faint. That's how scared of big spiders I am, that I would probably just pass out. I'd be like, oh, and I'd spew. Johnny shuts the door. Frank is still out there. He's trying to save all the people, and he notices there's some people up near the ski mobiles. So he runs up there, and it's our Olympic hopefuls, Chad, and the two girls and Stephen. It's just my hair. I just have layers. And they stick out in a beanie. That's all. Chad and the gang, they see all their friends, and they just see their friends get bloody taken down by these spiders. Also, excuse me, if you are an entomologist, I know that spiders can, they hang, say if Greg here had a web at his butt, he can, shoom down with the web. But they can't shoot them. They can't...
Go web! Fly!
From their butts, can they? Can they? I don't think they can. I don't think they can shoot them from their butt like that one did. How it went and brought him in like a little lizard tongue, like a frog tongue.
Nice, baby.
I don't want to Google it because I don't want to see a real picture. I don't want to see a photograph of a real spider right now. I'm okay. But if you know anything about this, leave it in the comments because I will not be Googling anything to do with spiders ever again in my life. Frank is up at the snowmobile shed with the Olympians, and he suggests all of them run down to the school bus that they came in. They sprint down to the car park where they just saw 3 of their friends get absolutely slaughtered by spiders, but hey, whatever. Then, over the hill, we see the Black Widow. They realise that the keys to the bus are not in the bus. They're actually in the pocket of the dead friend in the car park.
What you say?
And we cut away from that because it's suspense. Then we cut to inside the lodge. Everybody's battening down the hatches. Except for that old guy. He's just sitting on the couch. Cut back to Dr. Professor Marks. Look at how evil he is here. He is evil. He's oozing the Eve. Oh, he's loving it. And he knew it was a close-up shot, so he was just like... Back at the bus, the kids and Frank decide to brave the storm, go out and get the keys from the dead guy's pocket. And everybody suggests that it should be Chad because he is the fastest. He's the fastest at skiing. I don't know about it running. Does this make my teeth look yellow? I don't want to know about it. And the Black Widow, she comes and she sees that Chad is looking for the keys. And she does a little cat stalk here. See, I've kind of not formed a relationship with the Black Widow, but I do want her to win. And then she does this little dance. Shaking her booty. Let me into the bus. And everybody drives away. And they think that they've gotten away from the Black Widow. But as you and I know, because we're smart and we've watched enough movies to know that right now she's either on top or underneath the bus, just waiting.
There's a gremlin on the side of the bus!
So they're driving along, singing their song. What comes down the windscreen? Couple of little legs. Chad ends up getting the bus into a wreck. Everybody goes flying around, including the Black Widow. Okay, back at the ski lodge, Dash has arrived back. Where the heck was he? So Dash goes into the office where April and Johnny are. Johnny says, you do know why the doctor's down here, right? It's because those spiders came from her lab.
Is that true?
In the bus, they realised that their good friend Stephen has been bunged around pretty bad. So they start to, really take care of Stephen DeMarco. Frank says that they need to get Stephen help. They need to leave the bus. But what's on the top of the bus? The Black Widow. We catch up with Dash and April, and now they are in the lab. And we finally get the answer to the question that you might have been asking yourself the whole time.
Who are you, and what are you doing here?
Why are there big spiders in the snow in the first place? So Dash is like, let me guess. Were you trying to make, biological weapons? And April says, no. It was always for defense purposes, of course. And then she says that spider's silk is one of the most, strongest, and you can make bulletproof vests out of spider's silk. So having big spiders means more silk or something. Is one big spider just as good as a bunch of, little ones that we already have? Oh yeah, that's pretty important. Okay, back at the bus, Black Widow has started to put webbing all around the bus. Because she's like, fine, you don't want to come out? Then you can stay in. Stephen starts to have a full-on seizure. He's gonna die. He's dying. It's very dramatic. And Frank is like, you have to get him out of the bus. He has to go back to the lodge where you can get medical help. So, now where are we? Oh, we're back at the lab. So, they form a plan to get Stephen out of the bus. Then, back at the lab, you see what I have to go through? But this is all voluntary. I love it. Dash and April are hiding from another spider that has entered the lab. Also, it was revealed, I don't know when, or I don't know if we've missed it, there are 6 spiders. Now, we know that 2 are dead because one of them got squashed by the snowmobile and the other one... Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe only one has been killed.
Who cares?
Anyway, Dash and April are hiding from the spider, but they're also having sexual tension.
But it might be safer if we stay in here for a while.
Nice try, Dash.
What?
Back at the bus, the Black Widow is on the top of the bus, and Frank starts to open the doors. And you're like, Frank, what the are you doing? So Black Widow, she starts to make her way down. into the bus doors, and Frank closes them, traps the Black Widow's little leg in the door, so then Chad and the rest can open the back door of the bus, get Stephen out, get him some help. That's a pretty good plan. Okay, back at the lodge, this guy's axing up a chair for firewood. And then in the next cut, he's holding like two massive logs. Like, I don't know why he had to chop up that chair when he had these two massive, literal, actual firewood pieces of wood ready to go. But guess who's coming down the chimney this Christmas? Spider. I don't like this one. It's very gross. Anyway, Dash grabs the axe, starts chomping it away. I think this is maybe where I've gotten mixed up with the second one dying, because I know this one dies here. Spoiler, this spider dies. Sorry if you liked it. Johnny sprays some bug spray on it. Good one. And then Dash grabs the elk. What are they called? Bust off the wall and stabs it with the elk's horns.
Hey, Doc. Nice rack.
Nice rack. And it doesn't make any sense because they hadn't made that joke before and they'll never make that joke again. And it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense!
Everybody's back in the lodge except for Frank. Where's he? Back at the bus. He opens the doors and the Black Widow jumps off the roof, but then something happens. Frank peers out the door and he sees that the Black Widow has been caught in a net by the army dudes and Dr. Professor Evil Marks. So Dr. Marks is like, okay, thank you. We captured one. Very good. Let's go down and capture the rest. And Frank is like, capture? We got to blow those hairy mothers away.
Capture them. We got to go down there and blow those hairy mothers away.
Don't press your luck. You're alive.
So the army dudes radio to the lodge. Captain Baker is like, how you guys going in there? What's going on? And Dash runs to the walkie-talkie and he's like, we have a kid who's critically injured. We have no food. We have no water. We're about to die. And Captain Baker is like, okay, we'll get back to you with a plan.
Roger that. We're going to come over the plan. We'll get back to you in a minute.
So Professor Marks gets on the radio and he's like, as long as you don't kill the spiders, we'll be good. And April's like, no, I think we might kill them if they come in. Hello?
Hello?
And he doesn't have a comeback, so he just shoves the walkie-talkie back to Captain Baker.
What you say? That you only meant when.
So Captain Baker says, look, we actually have all the right equipment to capture them. Okay, so all we need to do is get them in a place where we can capture them. Good. He says we just need to get them into a place where we can easily, put them in the little nets. So Dash suggests the snowboard half pipe.
The snowboard half pipe.
April also suggests to use some food because they have this interesting, goopy, toxic waste-looking food. Everybody agrees that we're going to get all the spiders into the snowboard half pipe so that we can capture them. And we're going to lure them there with their special food, and Dash is going to ski down holding a flare because they're also attracted to light and heat. Are you with me? Before Dash gets ready to go, he hands Johnny a set of keys. For what? We don't know yet. It's a secret. Oh wait, he reveals it straight away. To set the avalanche cannon. Dash gets his kit on. He jumps out the window, holding a flare. Epic rock music begins to play.
Get some!
So now he's skiing down the mountain and he's having a great time because it's Dash. He's an epic skier. Down the bottom of the hill, The army guys are putting out the spiders' food, that toxic waste crap, and all the spiders are following Dash down the hill. So excited. Go Spideys. Okay, at the bottom of the hill, before everybody gets there, we notice that there is a snow truck, and in the back of it, it has a big cage, and in the cage is the Black Widow.
What you say?
All the spiders end up down into the half pipe, and so the army guys shoot them with nets, and they all end up in nets. So they're not dead, they're just captured. April joins, she skis on down, and there's a huge confrontation between Professor Marks, April, and Dash.
Mr. Dash. You know what? Forget it. Because I'm a civilian now. And I don't have to listen to this crap anymore.
What the is up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the dude?
Dash calls out to Johnny, gives him a signal, and Johnny sets off the avalanche cannon, and kaboom! Dead.
Yeah! Take that, army dudes! We don't need you to kick spider butt! Yeah! Woo!
Dr. Marks freaks out, obviously. They were his babies. He gets so frustrated that Dr. Marks grabs Captain Baker's gun and tries to shoot Dash and April. He ends up falling down into the half pipe, and unfortunately, somebody didn't blow up enough, and the little brown and white spider, now with only 3.5 legs, eats him. Dash grabs a gun, starts to make his way over to the cage where the Black Widow is, because he is not going to have any more of this at his snow lodge. Before he can pull the trigger, another snowmobile comes up over the hill. Out of the truck hops this cowboy guy who we've never seen and will never see again. We don't get his name. I think Dash even asks.
Who the heck are you? And just where do you think you're taking that thing?
That's none of your business, Mr. Dashel.
What's annoying about this bit is that we don't know who this man is, and plus we can't really see him because he's not in focus. Essentially, the cowboy tells Dash not to worry about where the Black Widow is going. And Dash says, you people have an answer for everything, don't you?
You people have an answer for everything, don't you?
Somebody has to.
And then rock music starts to play, and the cowboy guy gets back into his snowmobile. And the snowmobile drives off back over the hill, and so does the Black Widow in the cage. Then April comes up to Dash, who's just laughing this off because this is so crazy.
Man, that was the baddest skiing I've seen in my entire life.
Totally epic.
Dude, you still got it, man.
Yeah, I thought it was a 4.
It's like a weird happy ending of them all just being like, oh well, there was giant spiders and all our friends kind of died, but let's hit the powder. Let's hit the slopes. Not kidding, it's like such a dumb ending. And then he and April get together.
I could tell you sometime over dinner.
Only if you let me show you my scars.
Oh, God. So then Dash puts his arm around her, and they walk off into the snow, and then the credits roll. And I'm not even kidding. That is the end of the movie. So who's going to clean up Dr. Marks's dead bod? Who's going to clean up all the dead bodies in the lodge? Who's going to clean up all the spider corpses? What do you think, Greg? Did you like the movie? I think that was really trash. I'm really upset about the ending. I just think they could have gone harder and more spookier. So yeah, that was Ice Spiders, 2007. I really hope you enjoyed it. I think it was trash. I really think it was a piece of trash. And I think they all knew it was a piece of trash. So next time you're out in the snow, just be careful. There might be some big spiders. There might be a lab. Just keep your wits about you. If you're in Australia this summer, be careful too. There could be a spider in your car. There could be a spider in your bed. It could be anywhere. Thank you for joining me on this one. I'm sorry to waste your time, but we had a good time, didn't we? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.